Hey folks, AMD's here. I thought today I'd give you a bit of a rig run through of what I use for my No Limits rides. Well, for everything actually, this is my main computer. I've been doing a bit of tinkering with it the last few days, so I thought I'd give it a bit of a show around really. I know a lot of you play No Limits and a lot of you sometimes ask, what's the best machine to run it on? Well, I'm obviously going to say this one because I've had just over a year and it can take anything I throw at it. Whether that be Battlefield 4 on Ultra, or No Limits on full. I mean, my video export isn't great, but I'm still learning that. But yeah, so what I'll do, I'll take the panel off and I'll show you the innards. Alright, so what's making this machine tick is its huge 750 watt power supply. If I just zoom in on that, you'll be able to see it a bit better. There we go. So it's got a 750 watt power supply from Corsair. To be fair, most of this machine is now Corsair. I realised that over the last few days. I have given it a clean out, although it is a bit dusty still. But it does the job, so I don't care. So yeah, 750 watt power supply. I've got a 3 gig graphics card, which I'll go into a bit in a minute. An i7 3770K, which runs at about 3.5 to 4 hertz, depending if it gigahertz. Sorry, depends if it overclocks itself. I've got 3 drives. I've got 2 SSDs, 256 SSD and 126 SSD. So that's my OS and my games and all my programs. And then I've got a 2 terabyte hard drive for my data, because you shouldn't have data on an SSD because it has a limited amount of write cycles. In other words, your SSD will die if you keep writing and rewriting to it. So the motherboard is an Asus, or an Asus as I've now started to sit here on YouTube, which I don't really understand, but whatever. Asus PZ77V, I think it is, the Pro version with a Thunderbolt connection, although I don't use Thunderbolt. But I've got it if I need it. Happy days. The rig itself was built for me from computerplanet.co.uk. Good shout out to them, they did a bloody good job building it actually. And I've tinkered with it ever since. I've taken out my network card because I don't need it anymore because I'm using power lines straight direct to the motherboard at the back. So that's sorted. So I'll go from top to bottom. Up here, this is all removable. Jesus, I need to zoom out. This plate up here is all removable, so everything comes off and cleaning because you have dust filters in the back. I'm not going to take it out because it's a pain in the ass to get back in. Let's move the camera around actually, it'll be easier for you guys to see. There you go. So you can just about see this red ring up here. These were put in yesterday. These are Corsair static pressure 120mm fans. Because, you might see this cable here, I have a water cooling radiator. It's a Corsair H100, although it was meant to be the H100i. But the wonderful people at Computer Planet, I praised them and now I'm going to slag them off. They put the wrong one in, unfortunately, which is a real shame, but they sent me a nice bundle of free stuff, so I'm not complaining. So that attaches straight onto your processor. You got your fans and you got your rad, which is just under there. You can't quite see it in the video. But yeah, so in fact, it reminded me I've got to loosen some screws later. On idle, it's about 23 degrees. It's not too hot, but on like quite a heavy load, it only goes up to about 40. So it does the job. It's quite nice. That's my processor. Graphics card. It's a 3 GB AMD Radeon 7900 series. I think it's a 7970. It's the XFX version, so it's very difficult to actually find on Google if you try looking for it. But it's a double dissipation. I can't even say the word. It's got 2 fans, right? That's how I'm going to say this. It's got 2 fans. One's in push, one's in pull. Power supply here. It's a powerful card. It can also be run in SLI, so I've got a little SLI bridge slot here, and then I can plug another SSD, another graphics card in there if I wanted. But I don't need 6 GB of power. I don't see the point. It's a pretty fast machine. Rendering, I rendered a 2 GB file yesterday. It took me half an hour, but I thought that was pretty good for 60 frames per second in 1080p. So I thought that was pretty good. Other fans, I have 2 fans in the front cages drawing in air from this direction. They were pushing in, but I've now rotated the cage around because the best thing about I haven't told you about the case, sorry. This is a Cooler Master Trooper case. I really should have started with that. These cages here can be rotated to either pull air in or push air in, it's up to you. So mine's on a pull, so it's pulling air all the way through. I have an exhaust at the back, exhausting all the hot air, and the fans up here are pushing out. So I've got a really, really good airflow in this machine now, which I only had yesterday. But yeah, that's like I said, that's basically my rig. What I'm going to do now is pause the video, take the camera off, and I'll take you on some of the insides. Okay, another pretty cool feature on this is that all these front panels come off, and that exposes my fan look. The fans do light up red, which I might plug it in a bit and show you. So these act as dust filters, but they also then act as your drive bays. I can't get it in. There you go. So like up here, I have my Blu-ray drive. There was another one in here, another DVD drive, but I've taken that out. My front panel, USBs, pretty standard. You got an X dock, which I don't use because it's not plugged in, which is annoying. You can put an SSD in there, 2.5 inch drive. On button, onboard fan controller, which I'm disabling today actually after this video, so there might be another video of me disabling the fan controller, only because it's a pain in the ass and it doesn't run automatically. You gotta press it yourself and it's really annoying. So actually into the depths of the demon. I say it's a bit dusty, but it does the job, I don't mind. It's really dusty actually, it's really kind of bad on this camera. So this is the graphics card I was telling you about. So I've got my two fans. You got no fans? Yeah, two fans there. And a bit of a dusty circuit board. There's my new static pressure fans. And if you can just about see up top, there's the rad. So it's pretty concealed, and obviously you got your pump cables and then your pump. And then there's my hard drives. Cable management's a bit shoddy. I'm probably going to tidy that up in a bit when once I finish this video. And then there's my Blu-ray drive up there. And my exhaust. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug some power into it, turn it on, and just show you a little bit of the insides. And you'll see how it's rather quite quiet. Okay, so you see the fan spinning. I just did it to test then. Come on, focus. 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 There we go. So what I'm going to do now is quickly get the camera to focus, and I'm going to turn on the machine. I've turned it off at here. There you go, turn on the machine. I mean, it's going to bleep at me in a minute because it hasn't got any keyboard detected. There we go, it says post. The fan's underneath working nicely. And my static pressures. And you notice in there the nice red glow. It's because the fans in here have two LEDs in them, or four LEDs actually. But you'll see what I mean when I'm going to disable this fan connector. If I slow it all the way down, it strobes, and I think that's really annoying. So hopefully if I connect it to the motherboard, I can control that a bit more. But this is on full fan speeds regarding the back, the rad, and the front. So you probably noticed me that I pressed this. This is my pump control, which is low, average, standard, and high performance. I always keep it in high performance because you don't really notice it, and the airflow through the top is pretty optimal. But yeah, that's my rig rundown. I use this for all my no limit stuff and a lot of my university stuff. I'm a software engineering student, my second year currently, and I'm currently waiting on an internship at Microsoft, so that'll be quite fun. But if I don't get it, then shit happens. But yes, I hope you've enjoyed my rig rundown. If you've got any questions, please put them in the comments. I'll be more than happy to help, apart from if it's, can I have your computer? Because I will say no, piss off. Yeah, thanks a lot guys, thanks for watching.